It is a term that we're starting to hear more often, eating clean or maybe living clean. But what does it really mean, and why does something like that matter? Kim Eagle with Earn That Body is here to help guide us this morning because this is part of her own personal journey. First of all, Kim, just wanted to say hello. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. How are you, Rosie?
I'm happy to see you, my friend. Okay, why does clean living matter, Kim? You and I were talking off camera, and basically you've gotten angry about the things that you have found out about what's in our everyday stuff. Well, let's talk a little bit
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, well, food aside, we talk about that all the time. Everyone knows I try to tell you to eat as clean as possible. But what I've gotten sort of angry about is the fact that there are so many chemicals in the everyday products that we use. And at this point, we can't remove the chemicals out there, but I feel like we can minimize. And so that's sort of what clean living is minimizing the amount of toxins in your life wherever you can.
Absolutely. All right, and let's talk about what exactly clean living is, because it covers a couple of different subject matters, which might overwhelm everybody. But you said the point of this segment is that we're trying to just gently introduce people to the idea here. So what exactly is clean living by definition?
Yeah, so by definition, it's definitely personal for some people, but to me, it's about living as clean as possible without chemicals, toxic chemicals, interfering in your health. And over time, the more chemicals we're exposed to, obviously, that's where it can be a little bit of a health hazard. So, where can we minimize? And it's like we said, we already know it's in the food, but it's also in things like household cleaning products. It's in the toothpaste. It can be in our jeans, Rosie, which is so upsetting. One that I learned about in all my research this summer is even in all these watches, like so that we have these watch bands are actually, they have something called PFAS in them, PFAS, which is what's called a forever chemical, and it's toxic. So clean living is about just kind of cleaning up the products that we use one step at a time.
And let's touch on the fact that, to your point, we're never going to get fully rid of these things. They have just become ubiquitous in society for us as modern day Americans, but we can minimize, right? Can you touch on that?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's all we can do, but small steps to minimize will add up over time, right? So this is something that I have wanted to do for years, but I felt like it was too overwhelming. And
Mm.
every time I started to research a product, well, this company would say it was good and this would say it's bad. And it just became so overwhelming that I would always say, I'll do it another time. Well, I'm finally ready to sort of do the deep dive on all the products, but I do one at a time. So like the first thing I started with was my skincare, because I was like, okay, this I actually put on my skin, which is, the biggest target for sort of absorbing all those toxins. And I think that's what we have to tell everybody is take one product at a time. If you can make that cleaner, then you can move on to the next product.
I think that's good. You eat an elephant one bite at a time. Let's talk about the two websites that it is you use in order to help yourself along the way, how you can tell that something is clean, isn't clean, what the toxins might be, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and so say you take your skincare product, grab one of them, and you could first just do a simple Google search and sort of see, is this toxic? But I also like two apps. One is called Yucca, Yuka, and the other is the EWG. And so both of those will sometimes have differing perspectives, but overall, you'll be able to find out, is this rated highly, as a good thing, less chemicals, or does it have a bad rating, meaning it's highly toxic? And that's a great place to start.
Importantly, they can also give you some alternatives or other suggestions, because that's the thing, right? Once you find
Yeah.
out, oh, I shouldn't be using this, what on earth should I be using?
Yeah, and the Yucca app in particular, if I look something up and it gives it a poor rating, if you look below, it'll give you all these options of better brands. And so I absolutely love that.
Nice. Okay. Let's talk about how someone can start, because as we said, small steps here. You say start with one product.
Yeah, I say start with one product. And then also just a quick thing to note is just because one product in a brand is clean or not toxic doesn't mean all the products are. So it's really important to start with just say like one thing, look it up, do that yucca and EWG search and go from there in terms of, maybe all the product you have is actually great. And that's a thumbs up. Like every once in a while, I find one product in my counter that's like, okay.
That has to
but
feel
if
like
not,
a win.
it's a total
Yes.
win, which means we don't have to throw everything out, just some things. But, start with one, search that one on Yucca, EWG, make that one change. But don't feel like you have to wipe everything out at once, because that is where the overwhelm is.
Okay, all right, one step at a time. I want to make sure that we talk about a couple more things before we let you go. You say this is kind of the like New Year's resolution time of the year for you, especially when you start hearing from busy moms or busy families. They are finally starting to slow down just a little bit, and then they're realizing the holidays are going to be right here around the corner. I want to lock in. So talk to me about what you're offering.
Yeah, so I have a lot of programs right now. I have my private nutrition program, the Earn That Body program, that is fitness and nutrition. And all the moms are sort of logging in and checking in and registering for these because, again, you just got back from vacations, the kids are back in school, and you're ready to dial it in before the holidays. And then besides that, I do have the all-new holiday challenge for 2025. It starts the day after Thanksgiving. So you can enjoy that holiday, then clean it up for 10 days before the next holidays begin. And with that, you get the all-new Hardcore Abs Challenge. So it's a fun 10-day thing that you can do. Just go to earnthatbody.com. Right there on top, there is a button for the holiday challenge.
You always have so many cool programs to look at, and it's all online. So I encourage people, check it out, because sometimes it just doesn't feel like you have time. But if you can log in online, you can get help from Kim ASAP, which is awesome. And I always want to make sure that we mention your newsletter if we can, especially the fact that you give away free info. Like I saw cold cucumber soup on the recipe for this month. So just in our last 10 seconds here.
Yes, go to earnthatbody.com/newsletter. Just once a month, I send out the newsletter with free video workouts, free recipes, free education, and inspiration.
Sounds good to me. Kim, good to see you, my friend. Learn more about all of Kim's services to get you feeling great at earnthatbody.com.